Hello everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft How to Build. So today we have so much to do. So to start out, we have a chicken coop that we need to build. And it's a small build, so hopefully that shouldn't take us too long. And then we also have a sheep shack to add, so that our sheep, once we put them in this pasture, can have a little bit of cover for weather like this. And then we also have to build a large wheat farm. This is going to wrap around the banks right down here and lead up to about where the fish shack is. And then we also have to build a silo. There is a lot to do today, folks, but we're going to go ahead and power right through it. So we're going to start out with that chicken coop right down here. And this is going to be a semi-automatic chicken coop. It works. It might not be the most, the most efficient chicken coop that you could build, but this one is mostly for decorative purposes and some eggs, because they're chickens. You need some eggs. So we'll go ahead and start by, first I should talk about these pillars, huh? So this is a frame that we're working with here today. Pretty much it's just 4 pillars. The back here is just 3 logs stacked high, and then 2 in between there, and it's stacked up to 4. This is going to be the front side between our 4 pillars. And then the length between the shorts and the longs, that's going to be 5 apart. So with that in mind, we're going to put these little chests in it'd be the even spaces, the 2 and 4. And then we're going to go ahead and connect these hoppers. For this middle one, it doesn't really matter which chest it's connecting to. Just remember that whichever one it is, that chest will probably fill up first. So now taking some yellow carpet, we're going to lay this down right on top of the hoppers. So just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and take some spruce trapdoors. And we're just going to go ahead and cover this all up. So now we're going to have a wall right in here. And actually, let's go ahead and do that now. For this, I'm going to use spruce stairs because it'll add a little bit more depth than planks would. So I think we'll go ahead and just do it like so. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll do it just like that. And then we're actually going to keep them in the same position and do them with the big step on the top. So this will give us this nice little indent here, which adds a little bit more depth than if we were to just do the straight planks, as I mentioned before. Now, this is the back side of the build, and coming around here to the side, we can go ahead and do this one really quick. We're going to go ahead and do some upside down stairs down here on the bottom, and then we're actually going to add a little spruce door right about there. We aren't going to be using it too much because we're going to have some chickens in here, and if we open it, they're going to run out everywhere, especially if we have it filled to the top. So we're just going to, it's mostly for decorative purposes. Now we're just going to fill this up with spruce over here, and then we're going to go around to the other side and fill this all in as well. We're going to build it the same as we did with the other side, but instead of having a door, it's just all going to be spruce planks. Okay, so just like that. I think, yeah, one more up there, and then we'll come around to the front here. So you've got a few options with what you can do for these. I would recommend doing some kind of trap door for this front level here, and then you can either do, you know what, let's actually go ahead, I'm just thinking about this here, and bringing these chests back out, I think we can make this even bigger and do a double chest. So something, oh no, we can't because of the these are down here on this part. That's too bad. Oh well. So for this next section, I'm thinking some more, guys. When I go quiet like that, it's because I'm thinking. Uh, it's a long thought process usually. We're gonna go ahead and actually put these spruce trapdoors one above, so they aren't on this one, they're on this block, just resting on the bottom. And then we'll go ahead and do that over those as well, and now we should be able to add that chest. Yep, so just like that, we'll go ahead and get rid of this one as well and add it. So now, because it's just a trapdoor up above, you can still access it. And clearing up this weather, let's go ahead and... I'm not going to worry about this too much, even though the trapdoors don't line up right. This is going to be on the inside, and you shouldn't see it too much. But the yellow carpet does make some nice little chicken nests, which is the theme for those. It's why we went with yellow. And then moving that aside, we'll go ahead and do some more trapdoors right here along the front. And then we're going to use some more spruce stairs. But for this, we're actually only going to do it on every other trapdoor. I mean, technically we are placing them on trapdoors, but we're going to place the stairs on every other block. And then we're going to go ahead and do these jungle trapdoors in the center here. I'm just realizing that by doing this a little bit differently, we actually messed up one of the plans that I had for this. But we'll go ahead and just power through it for now. Now, we're going to lay down some more stairs, and these ones are going to be facing down the regular way. So the front should be starting to look a little something like this. And then we'll go ahead and grab some regular oak trapdoors now. I know, this build uses a lot of trapdoors, but they're useful, especially in 1.16 when they all have different designs. You don't have to do jungle for these little outlets. This is pretty much where the chickens would be able to walk through. I happen to like the jungles for this part because the little circles look like something that they'd normally be able to walk through, which is why I decided to go with those. Now, we're going to go ahead and move up to the roof, and this is going to be made using slabs, regular dark oak planks, and the stairs. Then we are going to go ahead and add the one overhang on the sides, even though it's not a very large build. And we'll go ahead and drag these all the way across. Oop. There we go. A little something like that. And before you close this part off completely, you might want to throw in a couple of chickens. We'll go ahead and do that here now as well. Oh, let's see, maybe do about... that looks good. So it's a very full chicken coop, but that should give us lots of eggs in the little corners. And now we'll go ahead and finish up this roof here. And we'll add the slabs underneath as well, so it has that gradual slope. And instead of doing these slabs up here, I messed up on that one. We're actually going to be doing some dark oak stairs. And the reasoning for that, I think it just looks a little bit better the way that it's got the extra bit down there. But to each their own, and if you do think, or if you do like the slabs more, you're welcome to do that. It's a pretty quick and easy build, so edit it however you want to. And now coming back around here to the front, if we open this, chickens can get out, but at the same time, you won't be able to access the eggs that they drop out here, so just keep that in mind if you're keeping these open at all times. And then, what you can do is you can have just a few out here, that way people can tell, oh, that's a little chicken coop. And when you need your eggs, you can just come back here and select these chests. I don't think we have any yet because we did just put those chickens in. But we'll come back in a bit and make sure that all works. So moving right along, we're going to go ahead and head over to the sheep shack now. And we're going to go ahead and use some, I kind of set it out already as you can see. We're going to be using oak logs in the back here. And we'll go ahead and take that up about 3. Then we'll do the same on all these other ones. And these are 3 apart. Then I don't really have too much planned for this one, so I apologize if I'm stopping to think a lot. It's just I'm trying to figure out the best way to set this all up. Now this is going to be similar to the chicken coop in the way that the roof is sort of lean-to like. Oh, that's not the command I wanted. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and build up these spruce fences. And we could take it up another one, but I think we'll go ahead and just leave it here for now. And then in order to make this look a little bit different from the dark chicken coop over there, we'll use spruce as the body of the, or we'll use oak as the body of the building, and then we'll use spruce for the, not ceiling, but for the roof. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just do something like this. And this is just a really generic design here, since the sheep, they don't really need too much. As far as I know, they kind of just sleep out in the pastures. But, you never know. When you've got some really terrible weather, they might need a little bit more cover than that. Alright, so we've got stairs, and then we'll go ahead and use some half slabs from here, I think. And we'll bring these all the way out to over the fence posts. Alright, so we've got a little bit something like this coming along. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of that, but we'll keep building here. And you know what? What if we add some trap doors? Oh, you know what? What if instead of this layer we replace that with trapdoors? Let's give it a try here and see how that looks. If it looks too weird, we'll switch it back. Okay, so that's not too bad. It kind of gives it its, it gives it more shape, I guess? Well, you can do that either way if you are building something similar in your own world. And then we can either leave this open or we can go ahead and add a small back to it. In this case, I think we will go ahead and add the back. We'll just go ahead and use some trapdoors here for now, since that's what we've got in our inventory, and it gives them a little bit more room up here, but you could use whatever you wanted to. If you did regular planks, it would look a little bit something like that, which doesn't look bad either. And you know what? I'm almost thinking that we said we'd use oak for the body, so I'm switching it out here. I think we'll go ahead and do that in this case. And we'll actually go ahead and add some fence blocks up here in these openings. Or maybe, how would it look if we did gates? Let's take a look here. Okay, so I don't think I'm a huge fan of that just because it doesn't touch this bottom part, but it was worth a shot. Alright, now we'll just place those blocks in there. And just like that, we've got some cover for our sheep now. And you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and add a half slab right about through here. That way it doesn't kind of all go up at once, and it's a little bit more gradual. And I think we're even going to get rid of this top half slab. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit more. It gives it a little bit more angle. The only thing I don't like is the fact that this part is a little skinny now. But I think that looks pretty good for a little lean-to cover for our sheep to either get out of the sun or out of the heavy weather. And the only thing we're missing now is that sheep egg. Or, I guess in this case, sheep. So, we'll go ahead and throw some in there. Oh, we got a light gray. That's nice. Alright folks, I apologize if I am powering through this too fast, but I just want to make sure that we have enough time for everything. So now we're going to go ahead and fly over our little fishing dock and our fishing shack. And before we get on to the next big build of the silo, I think that I'm going to go ahead and go through here and we'll do a little bit of texturing and adding in that wheat. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do most of that off camera since it's pretty much just planting wheat. But I'll bring you guys back in here closer to the end. Alright, I'll be back. Now, as I started to go in here to fill in this field, I got the idea to add in some boulders around the area. That way it's not all wheat. So, as you can see, I used a couple of different stone blocks here. I used a stone slab, even a stone pressure plate, and pretty much anything that I thought would enhance the look of throwing in a few rocks around the place. And now, this kind of looks weird as we're just laying them down right now, but once we get that wheat field in, it'll look a lot better because it'll break up that yellow. Now, for this, I also decided to throw in some bushes around the place, and once I start the planting, you'll see that I also used beet seeds along with dirt and regular wheat. Now, the idea behind the beet was just that it would kind of look like there were some random roots growing in through the place, and again, that red would add a little bit more of a pop to what would otherwise just be a really plain yellow field. Alright, so coming back into here now, we've gone ahead and added this huge garden, or I guess it's more of a wheat field than a garden, and I just want to add a few more spots here. But since we are pretty much done, I figured I'd go ahead and bring you guys back in, and I've decided that I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a quick video of that, so I won't go over what we did here, as I'm sure I've already done that. Thanks, future me. You're awesome. But now that we've got this, we're gonna go ahead and, while we could sit here and wait for it to grow, that doesn't seem like the most productive use of our time. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to that silo, and we're gonna start on that. So coming right over to here, I decided to build this over here instead of over by the farm barn because it's a lot closer to the wheat fields, so I figured it would make more sense to have it over here. Now, as far as silos go, I don't make these a lot, but what we could do, I understand the basics of them, and I'm just kind of browsing through here to see what the best use is going to be of, or what the best block will be to use, I should say. And this isn't going to be completely realistic, because we do want to give it a little bit more detail than one might normally have. So we're going to go ahead and just grab a couple of different blocks and we'll see what looks good here. Then one important block I do want to grab as well is the, it's going to be a wall. I think we'll do, is there no regular stone wall? I thought there was. Let's take a look here. Okay, so I thought there was a regular stone wall, but it doesn't look like there is. So in this case, we'll go ahead and use an andesite wall. Now we're gonna go ahead and just start building up here. And I want to move the stone aside, that way I don't get it mixed up. But so we'll see what we can do with these few blocks. Now this cyan terracotta might be a little dark, but we'll see how this looks here. So I went ahead and already cut out a circular area for the build. And this might be a little bit on the smaller side, but like I mentioned before, it's not really a realistic build, so we should be okay on that end. Now, how does this look? I think that's too spotted. Let's go ahead and use... I'm trying not to use the stone in case I decide I want to build up a few more things around it. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and use it. Okay, so we'll use this stone here. Typically, as far as I know, silos are generally made out of metal, which is why I'm kind of going with this gray stone-like color. And we'll build this up a good little ways here. We want it to be taller than it is wide. So right now it's still looking pretty wide. Now I'm torn because we can either go ahead and do a design in here, or which is kind of what I'm leaning towards, or we could try and scatter the blocks around and try to make it look like more of one of the advanced builds with the different textures. For now, I think we'll give this a try and see how it looks. I want to use the light gray wool for the very top piece as well, which is kind of where it starts to circle in and become more rounded at the top. This is a pretty basic build. It's pretty much just building up a circle So there's nothing too complicated about it besides trying to get to actually look like what it is. Now I think we're getting pretty close to the topper here, so I want to go ahead and start using this light gray wool again. And then let's go ahead and start building inwards. So I think we'll do something a little bit like this. And you know what? I take that back. Let's go up one more, and then we'll build inwards. And we do want to hold on to this light gray wool here as we're doing it. Doing the thing. I'm really bad with words today, guys, so I'm just gonna apologize up front. Okay, so it's kind of getting more of a rounded look to it, and then I think we just want to do one more right here in the center. And if we can find something, well, you know, that's actually not too bad. I think we'll go ahead and leave it like that. And then one thing about silos is they actually have a little bit of a chute off the side. So now I'm thinking that we can do that chute maybe along this end. I'm not quite sure how high up they go. I think we'll go ahead and stop it right about there. And so now it's got this little chute on the side of it. And then I'm pretty sure they also have these little holes on them for the grain to flow out of. So let's see what we can find here. Maybe we'll use some iron trap doors for this. Let's go ahead and put a... Can a lever work on the one above it? No, I didn't think so. Let's do... We'll make this one bigger, and then we'll sneak in there. And let's... We got a lot of grass blocks. Let's go ahead and do this. Replace that. And we'll sneak into here. Okay, so something like that. Then we'll do up like so. And you know what? This actually gives me a good idea. I think we're going to go ahead and reverse these colors. So we'll go ahead and build the majority of this out of the light gray wool. And then, you know, I'm not even sure if we want this little stripe. I think it kind of takes away from the build. So we'll actually go ahead and just build up to here and then there. And this is a little confusing while I'm switching out all these blocks, but I'll go ahead and fast forward through this, and then I'll show you guys what I'm thinking. Okay, so we've gone ahead and replaced all those blocks, and now the reason that I decided to do that is because I thought that we could make this look a little bit more rounded up here by using these half slabs. And since the half slabs aren't available in wool, this is kind of what had to be done. Now, looking at this here, I think we'll bring that up one more, and then we can either leave this as it is, or I kind of want to play around with it just a little bit more. And let's see how it looks with a half slab down here as well. Is that too... It's a little too gradual, so I think we'll just keep it to the regular block. But what about the corners? Oh, I kind of like that on the corners. We'll leave it there. Okay, and then I want to put in just a few more little portholes here. So I probably should have done it before I closed this thing off. But I don't really think things through. That's why I'm terrible at chess. Dropping in here, we'll go ahead and throw on those levers now in order to make those stand up. And there we go. So guys, I think that is going to do it for our silo. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, but since it is a part of that farming build, I wanted to go ahead and add it anyways. Now, as you can see, we've kind of got this garden growing up here, and it's doing pretty good. I'll go ahead and throw in a screenshot of that all grown up once it does. Or, you know, maybe we can go ahead and check this out on the next how to build video. But one last thing that we have to do before we call it a day is heading back over to here. We have to make sure that our chicken coop is collecting eggs. So, before the big reveal, it's important to have sunny weather. Come on, sun god, work. We have eggs! Ladies and gentlemen, we have eggs. The chicken coop definitely works. It does its job. And now, that is going to do it for today. I hope you guys did enjoy this little mini-series within the How to Build series itself. And if you enjoyed these builds, go ahead and hit that like button below. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe because I will be adding on to our little How to Build town. There is much more to come. And also, if you do have a request or something that you want to see built, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below, and it could be the next video. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome week, and I will see you next time in our next How to Build video. Bye!